Hey there, everybody. I'm Isaac. Oh, I got a little too eager.
And I'm Claire, and I will never catch them all.
Oh, that's so sad. Oh, wait, no, we do a thing. And this is
Make
that
that
game,
game! Where we pitch the latest.
the greatest
New video game ideas.
that aren't video games.
Wow, Isaac, you need a little bit get back in action. You missed a
Yeah,
week.
no, I'm rusty. I would take 1 week off, 2 weeks off, I guess, because we skipped a week. And yeah, no, I just completely lost the plot here. I don't even I forgot that we had a podcast,
Oh
honestly.
no.
Listen, I have a game idea for you. I
Oh,
remember
okay.
that part. I remember that part of this
Well,
whole
since you
thing.
remember, I think you should just go ahead
All right.
and pitch it.
It's called, in quotes, Honk Shoe, and
Oh
then
boy.
subtitle, or, and then in italics, me 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 me, end
Okay.
quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a competitive sleeping fighting game. Honk Shoe, or Me 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 Me, is a game where you are two sleeping people in beds on opposite sides of the screen, and you can't move, you can't jump, you can't actually fight each other. All you do is try to overpower the other's snores to wake the other player up. So it's 1v1.
Okay.
It could even be more. And the way it works is each every period of time, I haven't decided, but like, you snoring is pretty regular. A little bar appears, and both players mash their button as fast as they can, and the more they mash it, the stronger their snore is. And then a wave comes out and hits the enemy snore, and if theirs is more powerful, it washes over it and does damage to the enemy's health bar, and they repeat this process until one person is defeated, aka woken up. That
What?
your snore has finally gotten louder than their own snore, and then they go, "Hoorah!"
Like the episode of regular show with the bands.
I actually don't remember that
Yes, you
specific
do.
one. Which one?
Summertime fun.
Oh,
Summertime
yes.
fun in the
Oh,
summertime.
yeah. Except
Yeah.
instead of like a battle of the bands situation, it is a battle of the snores. Although now that you say it, like, you could take this basic game, like this would be like a weekend game jam project, and then you could expand it into like a real game by making it a battle of the bands thing.
Mhm.
Where instead of just mashing buttons, it gives you like a Guitar Hero style note strip that you have to repeat with like the
Oh,
arrow
yeah, yeah,
keys or
yeah.
something. And then
Nice.
boom, then you've got to get whoever does their Guitar Hero style strip has the more overpowering noise. Blam. So look at that collaboration. We just took like I will play this once flash game idea and turned it into a I will play this with friends a couple times.
There you go. That's what Make This
Boom.
Game is all about, folks. It's about collaboration, inspiration, and creativity. We know that's why you're here listening right now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
Hongshu. I did want to ask, is this based on any real life, this game? This game of snoring?
no, I just kind
Oh,
of
okay.
I think it's really funny when people refer to snoring as honk shoe or me 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 me. And I really literally wanted to make a game based on the words honk shoe and me 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 me.
Okay, all right, all right.
Yeah,
Well, there you
so
go. I like the game.
I mean, actually, what I mean is, folks, Claire snores, big honk shoe every night, every single
And
night.
then
I
you
have
snore
not
big,
slept
big.
in weeks.
I mean, that's true, but it's not my fault. And
And then
then,
when she's not
yeah,
snoring,
yeah.
Wolf is me 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 me
Yeah,
me
yeah,
me 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 me. It's
yeah.
terrible.
So loud. Wolf's the cat, by the way, for those of you who might not know. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I also thought when you said sleep battle, my first thought was like, are they going to battle in their dream?
Actually, now here's another like this is a multi-game idea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Taking like just the theme of sleep fighting game. Now
Right.
we've also got the idea of instead of having like the snore battle go on, like both of them could be undercovers and like the like no they can't move, but the different like attacks are like kicking and like elbowing and like tugging the blanket away from each other, and the victor is like the victor is the last person standing in the bed or the person who gets all the blankets. We could take this
There's a
dynamic.
lot.
We could like we've just actually, you know what, this is a mini game suite where um I don't know what the core game is, but it's all about two people sleeping in beds and
The core
various
game is just
battles that
battle
take
of
place.
the core game's just battle of the bands for some reason. But every all the
No, that's actually a different, better game idea.
okay,
But then we've
all
also
right.
got this other game idea, which is multiple games, like a WarioWare style thing, or even like Kirby um,
Dream Buffet.
Dream Buffet, where like they've got the core game of you do the
It
race,
also,
and then there's mini games in between.
yeah, it reminds me of Snipper Clips too. Have you played Snipper Clips?
No, but you have mentioned it before.
Basically, it's that. It's like each game is collaborative, and but they're all mini games. There's no main game.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
kind
It's
of like that.
it pretty much like that, and and then us designers, it's our job to come up with all the various ways we could make like a game out of the idea of two people in a bed battling. So
That
yeah,
could be a fun,
that's
yeah.
honk shoe colon or in italics. Me 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 me.
There you go.
Do you have a game for Isaac, Claire?
I do. It's a little unhinged, so.
Oh,
As I
more
was typing
unhinged
out,
or less
yeah.
unhinged?
I mean, to connect it to sleeping, this was a game idea I came up with like almost asleep about like 2 weeks ago.
It
'Cause we
came to
skipped
her
so
in a
much.
dream.
Right. Which is why when I was typing it out this morning, I was like, I don't know if this game is actually makes any sense. So here you go. It's the game is the working title. I forgot it, but I wrote it down. Is Battle Pets?
Battle pets.
Yeah. Um.
Do these battle pets, are they monsters that fit in your pocket?
So kind of. So it is inspired by Pokemon. However, it's AR. It's not Pokemon Go. It's where your real life pets are your team.
What?
So
What?
so
Hold
like
on.
picture.
What?
So picture like a Pokemon style battle. You encounter a creature in the game, which would be, I guess, a mobile game for the AR version because you'd be moving your camera around, and you have to find like your cat who's like walking around and like line them up and have them like it will like register that your cat is there, and you have to like I don't know somehow manipulate the AR so that your cat is actually battling the fake cat.
So, like, the enemy would be like in your phone,
Right.
right? And then you would like use a laser pointer to like get your cat to play in that
Yeah.
area.
Or like treats or like
Yeah,
yeah.
treats, a little toy, like any sort of toy, as long as your cat is playing where the AR
Yeah.
thing is, a battle would be occurring. So like the
Exactly.
longer the cat plays, like the in that area, the more damage it does. And really, what this is like one of those wellness apps. It
For your
sounds like,
cat.
except for your cat. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
make sure your cat gets enough play per day. And then
Yeah,
once you
and you
get
could
15 minutes, it's like, okay, you did it.
and I kind of imagined like that would be like Pokemon in the sense that you can like explore a world, you can collect like when you battle creatures, you can collect them, but you wouldn't use them to battle unlike Pokemon because otherwise
Mhm.
it's like there's no point in the game. And then if you have multiple different pets, then you can have more pets on your team. I also thought there could be a version where you could have like a sensor on a collar or something. They did start developing these and they probably already have them for VR because a lot of the complaints of VR is like if you have cats especially, but also dogs or any like pet that walks around and you have the headset on, you can't see where your cat is.
They don't respect your boundaries, your personal
So
space.
they created like collar attachments that will like so you can see your cat in VR.
Okay,
And
good.
and so I was thinking there could be something like that too, so that you could like create like an AR, like so it's your cat, but it looks a little cooler in the phone because it's got like you could give it like accessories or something. I don't
A
know.
little
Anyway, that's
scarf.
yeah, I don't know. So that's battle pets. So really, the going to sleep thought was like, what if Pokemon, but it's your real pets,
Well,
and that's the game.
what what an idea. Except I don't think Wolf has the constitution for battling.
I think she would, but she wouldn't know it was happening. She'd just be playing.
That's true. Yeah.
We could
But the
take her
VR Wolf,
outside.
the AR Wolf.
The AR wolf, we would take her outside on a walk and she could battle the whole way.
Oh man, all the people outside. Although she doesn't really play outside, she just kind of haunches.
We'll see. She
Yeah.
walks around though. I mean, that's the thing. I don't really know how the mechanics of battle work in this game. That's the part where I'm like, but it's a fun idea, and that's what we're here for.
Okay, yeah, you give that to one of the design interns.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
their
yeah,
task.
yeah.
Yeah. Delegate down.
The yes, exactly. The basement of interns that we have.
That's our game ideas. I guess
Yeah.
that's the end of the podcast, folks. Thanks for listening.
No, Isaac, there's another segment.
Oh, sorry, I'm just so out of practice. I don't I don't know how this works.
Next
Only
we have
one other segment? Okay.
no. There's two other segments.
Ah.
Goofy, goofy. No, all right. So we have to ask a question. One of us is going to ask a question. Who do you think it'll
Oh,
be?
okay. What's our next segment? Gotcha.
Oh my
See,
gosh.
I did it. I went there. So I don't have a question. Do you have a question?
Okay, I do have a question. Yes,
Claire asked a question.
which means the segment is Claire ask a question. All right. So my question is, why does every release of Pokemon include at least two, if not three, of the same game? Because I will say that I knew that Pokemon had double games. I think X and Y was the first one I was aware of, but I thought
Mhm.
that was like a new thing. And then I was asking you all the other Pokemon games, and it started that way. Like the first game
Yeah,
was Red and Blue,
with
so
red
I
and
was
blue.
like,
Technically red and green because in Japan they released red and green, and then for the American release, blue was like updated version of green. There's some
okay,
Pokemon history for y'all folks.
Pokemon
Um,
lore.
so why do they do that? Corporate greed? To be less cynical about it, it's to encourage collaboration and teamwork and have players feel like they're existing in a shared world with other players. So it creates like the Pokemon community more so than a game that doesn't have it. Most games do this with like just multiplayer, but on the Game Boy in the 90s, you couldn't just log on to the internet and like be connected to every other Pokemon player in the world. So, um, the link cable process, you actually had to physically be next to somebody, connect your Game Boy to their Game Boy. You both had to have a game cartridge, and then you could trade Pokemon between each other or battle. And now to encourage that trading to be a little more meaningful, because if both players have access to all the Pokemon, there's not really anything to encourage you to trade, right? Um, Except red version has certain Pokemon like Scyther. Um, Now I can't remember any of the other exclusives, but you've got
Scyther's in
Scyther.
everything now,
You've got
though.
a couple other ones. Blue has Pinsir. Um, it's easier to catch Caterpie in blue and Weedle in red, if I remember right, but not impossible to catch either. Um, so on and so forth. So your friend who bought Pokemon Blue can catch certain Pokemon that they then trade to Red for certain Pokemon, and it creates this kind of like shared experience of, oh, like we are inhabiting like different areas of the Pokemon world, even though it's like the same map. I think that's what it's sort of trying to portray, trying to stick to the game design perspective. Um, so yeah, it's kind of that way to encourage community and shared accomplishments. Expand the catch 'em all, because obviously, if you can catch them all in one game without interacting with another human being, mm, that
That's
isn't
that
as
sounds
fun.
Oh, okay. That sounds more fun to
No, it
me.
is. It is.
And also more of an accomplishment.
It's also worth less money to Nintendo. So like we do
Right.
go back to corporate greed for a little bit. And I'm actually um curious myself. I actually wonder if there's like an official history of that decision,
Hmm.
if there was some kind of corporate decision or if it was a game designer's passion idea, because so the original game designer made Pokemon based off of his childhood hobby of battling insects. So he would
Oh my
like
gosh, I
literally
didn't know
collect
that.
bugs and have them fight. And that's
I
like
didn't
that
know
was or
that.
is a pretty popular thing in Japan to do, because you get like a big beetle and you put it with a centipede and they naturally fight each other. And he was like, "What if we made that into a video game? Except instead of just bugs, there's mice and dragons." um, So I'm wondering if he did have some kind of vision of community and collaboration and teamwork that he wanted to encourage. So he was like, okay, make two different versions. And then or if it was like he had the game and then corporate was like, "Hey, how do we make more money off this? How about you make some of those Pokemon exclusive to Red and some of those Pokemon exclusive to Blue?" And he was like, "Ah, okay, sure.
All
Yeah.
right, so I'm finding on screenrant.com slash
Oh,
Pokemon games always two versions pairs Y trading.
that's the Google you searched?"
No, that's the URL.
Oh,
Screenrant.com slash Pokemon games always two versions pairs Y trading.
okay.
But it says Pokemon's paired versions were inspired by Dragon Quest frustration. And this is quote on a 2004 interview on Japanese TV show. Pokemon creator discussed his childhood and his that led to create Pokemon. He badly wanted so he was playing Dragon Quest 2. He badly wanted an item called the Mad Cap, which reduced the MP cost of spells. The Mad Cap was extremely rare, only having a 1 in a 128th chance of dropping. He never found it, while Pokemon artist Ken Sugimori found two.
So he was
Tajiri
like, "I would like to be able to get that
wished he
item
could
from him."
trade an item for one of Sugimori's caps, but this wasn't possible with the technology. So
Wow.
it was his game design. He really wanted trading, and he couldn't do it. So he wanted trading to
Wow.
be a big part of the game.
That's great. Wow. Perfect.
He was
So that
like, "You
was
have
Claire
two, and I
ask a
have
question.
zero."
Oh.
And I don't know. I just thought that was cute.
So yeah, that was Claire asked the question and researches the answer herself.
I mean, you kind of
Sort
answered
of.
it though,
No,
and
yeah.
I'm assuming the game studio was probably like, "2 games, sign me up," right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah. It's
I
just
mean,
it's very yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it also cuz normally when you buy a video game, right? For you've got young kids, you buy one video game. At that time it was like 30, $40 I think for a video game. And you expect your kids to share it, but this also encourages that family that would normally
Oh
buy
yeah,
one
to buy
Pokemon
two.
game to go back into the cynical corporation logic. That family now is encouraged to buy two because you've got two siblings and both of them want to play Pokemon. Why not play the complete Pokemon experience with both Red and Blue?
Well, see, so now this asks another question though to me because okay, that makes sense in the sense of like we don't have internet and we have to connect, and so by having two different games, that it encourages trading because trading means that like you can access different Pokemon you can't
Yeah,
get in your game, right? But now we do have the internet, so like couldn't we just have like more of an like
it
almost like
just
an
became part of the brand.
yeah, I guess. I was gonna say like we
Yeah.
could have more of an Animal Crossing vibe where like people can like visit your game and you can, I don't know. They don't need to have two they don't need to have two, I feel like anymore.
Yeah, that's yes.
And
Although I admittedly with Scarlet and Violet, they have changed, I guess, the story and characters enough in Scarlet and Violet
oh really? Oh, I
to
didn't
make
know
it a
that.
slightly different experience. So, like in Violet, you've been playing as well as I have. It's a little bit more technologically focused. That some of the Titan Pokemon you'll notice are like robotic. Some of the
Yeah.
wild Pokemon are robotic, and the bike that we ride around on is a bicycle. And slightly robotic. And the professor we have is like a futuristic guy. In Scarlet version, they have more primal kind of caveman
Okay.
aesthetic Pokemon, like prehistoric kind of stuff going on. The professor is a little more barbarian looking, and the Pokemon that you ride around on is not an actual motorcycle. It just has big chest poofs that look like wheels, and then it actually runs around because it's like a more prehistoric thing rather
Uh-huh.
than a futuristic thing.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm gonna talk to Meghna about it once I finish the story arc because she's playing Scarlet.
mm-hmm.
The listener / guest host Meghna.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I think what I would say about me and my play style, based on what I said at the beginning, where I do not want to catch them all, is that I don't know if this would ever encourage me because I don't really care about catching them all. Isaac was making fun of me because I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to like battle them all. I want them all to be like witnessed, but like I don't really care if they're all in my box or whatever. I find catching Pokemon pretty exhausting. Like the whole animation of throwing the Pokeball, I'm like, good grief, be faster.
I mean, so that's a game design thing too. They want to build up tension and excitement. They want you to be on the
Yeah,
edge of your
it's
seat
exciting the
wondering.
first like 5 times, and then now
Yeah,
it's like, oh my
that's the problem. I'm sure
god.
for a small child it's amazing every single time.
Mm,
I don't know if they
that's
eventually
true.
get frustrated.
But
I've
yeah,
never been a child.
I'm not I'm not motivated by the catch 'em all play style. So
Well, then why even play it? No, I'm kidding.
because they're cute, I catch the cute ones only,
That's fair.
and then
That's one way to do it.
yeah,
What's
why would I
weird
catch
is
them
like
I don't
they
like?
they have the tagline "Got to catch 'em all." So here's a design thing. They have the tagline "Got to catch 'em all," but then in game they do have often a lot of trainers that kind of describe different styles of being a Pokemon trainer, which are at odds with the "Got to catch 'em all."
Yeah,
Like
because aren't
you'll
there
have a
some?
trainer. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, aren't there some where it's like you could like just be like a super into plant Pokemon, right? Or sorry, grass. It's all different in
Yeah.
French. I'm so sorry.
Well, yeah, so like not only do they have trainers that like focus on one type just naturally, but they'll have trainers that like literally describe like I only catch cute Pokemon because that's a valid way to be as well. So like the game is telling you that that's a valid way to be, but also the tagline has got to catch them
So
all
is
and
it the
like you don't beat
tagline?
the game until you catch them all. What's
Is that
that?
the? I don't think that's the tag. Is that just? I thought that was just from the show.
Is it just from the show? Am I getting Mandela effect or whatever?
We're googling, folks. This is a heavy
Pokemon
googling question section.
I don't even know how to find like if that's a tagline.
Just I
I
would
guess
search
it's
like
not.
origin of gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, the original slogan was "Catch 'em if you can."
That makes more
Interesting.
sense.
Anyway,
Gameplay
okay,
wise.
all
Anyway,
right.
all right. Well,
Well,
that
we've
when we went
dallied on
down, yeah.
this.
Well, it was a
We
good deep dive into some Pokemon history. It's kind of interesting.
yeah, but listen, we've got a World Cup to watch today. We are running out of time. Daylight's burning.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah. Speaking of games, it's the big one.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about the game design of soccer real quick.
Yeah.
Um,
If anyone can describe offsides, you'll win. I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
that there's a actually that
A
I'm sure
shout
that
out.
if I hadn't just said this right now, I'm sure that would actually be a very interesting segment of and topical, like talking about like why certain decisions are made, like because offsides is so complicated, and there's got to be some kind of history of it where like the people who write the rules of soccer must have come to the conclusion that offsides was necessary for a reason.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah. Well,
what's that game design like? Why is it so complicated? So
and it is like the classic
next World
question.
Cup.
Hey, I think it's in like next year or the year after the Women's World Cup. What I say, the World Cup that matters.
Yeah, so we'll try to like do a well
That'd be
researched
fun. That'd be really fun.
podcast about that.
Deep dive into offsides. Yeah, I remember I read you the description of what offsides is, and you said I play very complicated war games, and I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And I said, oh no. Because I don't
Oops.
understand. No one understands it. I mean, some people do because they, I'm sure the people playing today
The
understand it.
referees probably do, but I'm not sure if any of the players do.
No, I mean the players do, Players do.
I
But
think I feel like the players, it's more of a situation like a Pavlovian conditioning where they've gotten like the flags and the penalties
so
for
now
doing
they just
certain
have
things,
like
so
a
they just stop doing
feeling.
anything.
They're just like, I kind of have a feeling because I've gotten flags before here, so I'm just gonna not do it.
Exactly. And that's how I play and learn video games is when something punishes me, I stop doing that thing or anything close to that thing entirely because I'm like, this game doesn't want me to do that.
Interesting, interesting. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see if there's any offsides this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world watching the finale. The finale, the final episode of World Cup. Anyway, soccer's
Okay.
the only sport I follow, and I only follow the World Cup. I'm super sporty. We're gonna move on though. We're gonna move on from all of this, and we're gonna go to the rapid fire
Oh,
round.
we have another segment?
We have
Oh,
another
man.
segment.
You
Yeah,
did
you
warn
have.
me that there was two more.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you do have a show outline to reference to.
I haven't opened that today. I haven't
Yeah.
needed it, so.
No, you haven't needed it. You're right. Well, anyway, to refresh your memory, the rapid fire round is when we generate 3 random words. We'll have 5 minutes to create a game based on those 3 words, along with a name of the game. We can stretch the definition of the word, and we probably will, but we definitely can't leave a word out. Are you ready for our first 3 words?
I am. I'm starting now.
Oh, I haven't clicked it yet. Here we go. Loading faster. It is anniversary. Gene, like GENE, like genome.
Oh.
And request.
Anniversary Gene
Gene
request.
request.
So we've actually this is the 15th anniversary remake of one of our game ideas from like the early episodes.
Yeah, wasn't it like a
Where it
learn
was
them
you
up?
get a request of a monster to make and then you use the gene editing to make that monster.
Yeah, what was it called? I don't remember. Was it a learn them up game or was it?
It was it was in fact the title of that episode.
Yeah, I'm finding it. I'm looking now.
And I don't know if that's actually allowed.
We're doing a lot
Wait,
of
it's not Learn 'em Up
Googling.
Kids Elemental Blast, is it?
No,
No.
maybe it wasn't the title.
I guess it wasn't. Oh man, I thought it was that one, but huh. Oh well.
Well, maybe listener Megan knows because she's our number 1 fan.
Yeah, but oh wait, Dr. Rainbow's Mythical
No,
Wildlife Sanctuary?
No,
That
that
was a
one's more
different
like
idea.
that's where you care for magical creatures.
Okay. Should we actually come up with a game idea or do you think we just keep going with this?
I don't know. I mean, it's really truly like almost identical to that game we came up with before.
Yeah. And to refresh the people who haven't listened and don't plan on going back to listening to it, um, the short version of that game idea is that you would get requests from people about specific animals or monsters that they wanted, and then you would have to implement the different genes to create what they wanted. So if they were like, I want a bird that swims, you would have to isolate like the bird genes and the swim genes, combine them, create the monster, and then give it to them.
What makes the anniversary release
So it's
unique?
It's remade with better graphics.
Obviously.
The problem with the better graphics, as often remakes have, is the old school like pixel art graphics of the original game age fine, but the top of the line cutting edge modern graphics age out in like 3 years. They just look terrible when the old game still holds up. But the number one thing is that we redo the graphics, we redo the music with an orchestral soundtrack instead of MIDI boops. That part
Okay.
is accepted. The community loves that. They say, "Wow, the music sure is actually
Okay.
banging." Um, and we also add 3 extra hours to the main storyline,
Okay.
which continues the storyline to a actually satisfying conclusion because the original game's ending was not great.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I like how you created a lore around it. Like here's how it was received initially, and some updates we've made, and how people received the updates. It's more of a okay, great. I wish I could remember the name of the original game
Yeah.
because then we could name it that. But I think we're just gonna have to call it was like Gene something, right?
Yeah, and we don't put the names of our rapid fire games in the descriptions or anything, so
No, but we'll find it.
yeah, we'll find it. We'll do a re-listen. I know at least one listener has been going through and listening to the archives. I don't know if that's a new listener or not, but hey, when you get here,
Please
let us know what you just listened
yeah.
to because it'll be fresh in your brain,
Yes,
even though
please,
it'll be
please.
the 15th anniversary of that game.
Okay, great. So that's the game.
All right, 23 seconds left.
Ooh, all right. Are you ready for our next 3 words?
Yes, and I'm starting now.
Formal,
Okay.
invasion, adoption.
Whoa. Okay.
Formal invade. So obviously they're at it has to start at like a formal event. And everyone's in formal wear.
Yes. Yeah. Every word threw me off. Like I had ideas and then the next word threw me off and then I
And
would
then
get new ideas really quick and then the last word threw me off completely because
yeah,
formal invasion it's like okay, it's a prom
right.
and an alien invasion happens and you fight your way through the school. You have multiple characters. You have like the jock, the homecoming queen, the nerd, etc., and they each have different powers. That's fine. Adoption, now
I
we've
don't
just
know.
added what, a Pokemon battling thing? Like
Okay,
you
okay.
can
Well,
get invading aliens on your side?
I mean, okay, let's so it could be like a prom, it gets invaded, but then like you adopt like a Mac and me situation.
Okay.
You
So
adopt
one
an
of the
alien
aliens is on your side.
and then you have to like care for it or something. I don't know.
But like, all right, so
You have to
it's a
like
little alien
disguise it like a
mascot.
human.
You can pet it and feed it, and it based on how much it likes you,
So
it
it's
gains different powers
so
which
it's
let
basically
you
like
advance.
Nintendogs, right?
It's like Nintendogs plus an action game
Yeah.
is what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
A- And you can give it little haircuts and stuff and all those things and like give it accessories. But yeah, you're at prom, you have a character and you have a little pet that can help solve puzzles, but only if it actually likes you,
Yeah. I like it. There could
and
be
you
like a
got to
pretty
get to the
big
town hall.
okay. I was gonna say there could be like an interesting story arc where you're trying to discover things about the aliens and like still trying to find out about the invasion that happened that dropped this guy off. But no, you could just try to get to town hall. That's fine.
Well, no, because when you get to City Hall, so as you go through, you realize that the alien that you adopted is actually the secret weapon to defeat all the bad aliens. But you got to get it to Town Hall because then it's like blast or aura or whatever can affect the whole town because it's the center of town.
Okay. Yeah, I think we both envision this game slightly different, but it's close enough that I'm good to name it.
Okay.
um, my alien brother.
My alien brother? This alien is going to be a brother? So,
Okay.
okay,
My alien sibling.
you clearly are envisioning this like literally Mac and Me or like E.T.
Yeah,
I am
obviously.
picturing it more like a cute little mascot, like Poofball Buddy.
No, I was like literally adoption. Like we're going full fam here.
Oh God. Okay. Um, my alien brother. You know, actually, no. Let's actually go with this. The
Okay.
story is actually your brother is adopted, and that's known. He showed up mysteriously, but at prom when the enemy aliens invade, that's when it's revealed he's been an alien this whole time. And instead of like petting and
Oh.
feeding and stuff with him,
Okay.
it's kind of more like Life is Strange 2 where you have to do like brotherly
Oh God.
interactions
Okay. I
and
mean that
that
sucks,
guides
but
him.
okay.
And Well, because it would be weird if you're petting what's basically effectively a human.
Yeah, I didn't. I meant like I thought. So like I guess I didn't. It didn't have to be like your brother who's a year younger than you. It could be like your baby brother.
Oh, well.
Like I didn't. I
Either
didn't.
way, okay, it could still be the baby brother. Why I don't know why he would be at prom with you, but anyways,
You
okay.
just have to.
So
Okay.
that all
These are
goes
just
into
details.
the name of the game is My Adopted Brother is an Alien! Exclamation point question
God.
mark. Like an anime isekai, I don't know how that word's actually pronounced. They all have like weird long names like that. Like that time I got reincarnated in a dungeon as a slime, which is an actual one. That's an actual one. So just using it as an
Okay.
example. So that's the game. My Adopted Brother is an Alien?
Great.
And that is with 16 seconds left on the clock.
Oh my gosh, we almost didn't even make that one.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
we
Well,
got too into it.
I'm hoping that the next 3 words grace us with something a little easier. Are you ready for our next
Yes.
and final 3 words of this episode?
Final 3 words starting now.
Oh my god. Acceptance, role, ROLE, and memorandum.
What? Is that third word even allowed in rapid fire round? Can we curate a list of acceptable words? Because
I can make it the generator. I can make it like a certain limit of syllables maybe for the
okay.
future.
So okay, role, memorandum, and acceptance. So who boy, what do we got going on
I
here?
don't know. All right, roll. Maybe about a play. Let's go. Roll equals play. Let's go. So
But like a memorandum is like a speech or a
No.
essay, isn't it?
No, it's just a memo.
Wait, that's what memo is short for something? What?
Yeah, a
Hold
written
on.
message in business or diplomacy. Yeah, it's what memo is short for.
Okay. Okay.
Just a
All right.
memo.
So, all right. We do have to do business or diplomacy. We do have to do business or diplomacy.
Okay, you're an actor, and you got a memo. You can get a memo as an actor.
Okay.
You are.
But the word is
you're
memorandum.
You're pretending to be the president.
Wait. So, are you pretending to be the president? Like,
In like
are
a
you
security...
acting as the president, or like, are you now in part of a plot to?
You're part of a plot, so you're
Okay.
like a D-list. Like you just get like commercials basically, if that. And so, but you're very good, and so the government's like, no one will know, and you look like the president.
You just happen to look like the president.
So you get a letter, and they're like, come be the president, and then you have
You're
to...
the guy who is in like the car commercials doing impersonations of the president.
Yes, but then they're like, that's so good. We're going to get you to be him for security purposes. And so you have to be accepted as the president. And you have to make choices that only the president would make.
So, okay, wait, is this so I feel like this is a common theme in our rapid fire rounds where it's like a dialogue based, like get the right answer based on context.
I mean, yeah, I guess that, I guess it kind of has to be. Maybe there can be some battle elements though if there's like an assassination plot and you have to like dodge.
Well, I think one underutilized aspect of turn-based battle like systems, like I'm specifically going turn-based for some reason, but it doesn't have to be like actually battling each other. Like you can have the whole setup of like health bars and doing damage to health bars and stuff without actually like a physical fight going on. Like your health points could represent your like disguise points, or like the enemy health bar is like convincing points.
So you could be like in
instead
a
of having
conference.
instead of having to pick the right like choices of like, oh, only the president would know his favorite color is blue, we could make it so that like you have like generic like attack options like negotiate, persuade, etc. And if those have like a type backing, like in Pokemon, certain types of enemies are resistant to certain types of moves or like weak against certain moves. So like stock market analyst, might be for some reason like someone that you're interacting with as a president, and he doesn't care about like emotional uh, attempts at convincing him. But if you use money words, like business type
Business, business,
attacks,
business. Business, business, business,
it
business.
defeats him quicker. It reduces
Wow.
his health bar. So like it's the suspicion bar.
Yeah. No, I think we
And
got it. I think
yeah.
we know. I think we got
So
to move on to a name.
okay, we've got 50 seconds to come up with a name.
Yep. Yeah, no, I think we got there. I think all right, so this is called I'm the president now. No. This is called
That time I got hired to be a stand-in for the
you
president.
can't do it twice. Nope, you can't do it twice. Not allowed. But once per episode only. We could call it acting political. Bad actors.
Oh, bad actors. And with 12 seconds left, bad actors, the turn-based RPG where you are an actor pretending to be the president, and battling is how you keep your cover.
Woohoo! All right.
Boom.
Well, that is the rapid fire round, and that's the end of this episode.
Oh, thank God, it's finally over.
Wow.
I've been playing a bit all episode about how I don't know how this works. I'm wrapping a neat little bow up on that bit, okay?
Wow.
I'm
All right,
playing the character. I am the president now.
Fine, I will just wrap it right up then. So thank you for listening. If you want to find us on social media, we are Make That Game Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You can email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com, and you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/@makethatgame. That's all I say. So if you heard a game today that you think should exist in this wide world, please head out there and make